A square up with Keary out, as we mentioned, with the other halves being out for the game as well. And Dylan Farrell comes into 5'8" too, so he's played a bit of 5'8" in the past, and I think he'll need to stand up and take the position of Keary, and playing first-rate games will help him in that position as well.
For those of you watching our coverage that are not aware, the North Sydney Bears are a joint venture, the feeder club to the South Sydney Rabbitohs. As a result, they boast great depth, and it's one of the reasons they've had such a terrific season. As we look at their team now, Curtis Johnson returns to action today. Sean Corrigan in the centres, plenty of first-grade experience there. Braith has already talked about Dylan Farrell. Of course, big Tom Burgess up front. It's a very impressive rugby league side. The bench is strong. They're coached by Wayne Lampkin. There's been a lot said about the Burgess brothers this season. Lara spoke with Tom a short time ago.
Tom, John Sutton didn't get the call-up for Origin, but you still lose your half-back Luke Keary today. What does that do to the game plan?
Oh yeah, it definitely affects us a little bit. You know, he runs a lot of plays there in the middle half, so we've got Dylan Farrell in there coming in at half, so he's a good player, and obviously we've got Darren Nichols, who's a great half as well, so I think we'll do all right.
All right, Josh Starling's also headed up to first grade this evening. How far off do you feel you are during this Origin period from maybe getting the call-up?
Oh yeah, not far. You just got to keep doing your job with the boys every week and keep working on all the little things that the coach wants you to do, and hopefully you can get your shot. And when you do, you just got to take your shot. Yeah.
All right. Good luck today. Thanks.
Thanks. Cheers.
Yes, Big Tom, he'll play a major role in his team's fortunes here this afternoon. I'm tipping the Sharks will continue their unbeaten run in season 2013. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll tip the Sharks as well. I think both teams have been affected by injuries, but the Sharks back row, Saparanga and Moores, they're probably going to be most effective in the middle. And they've got Bryce Gibbs coming off the bench with first grade experience, so I think they'll be too good in the middle of the Sharks, and they'll get 12 from 12.
Good to have your company on Australia's Sports Leader. A break from ANZ Stadium. We're coming back with all the action live in just a moment.
The British and Irish Lions, England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland. It's a formidable lineup.
They only tour to Australia every 12 years.
It's that rarity of tour that makes it so special.
They're the finest team in the world. That's counting the All Blacks, everyone.
This Lions tour is so exciting because we won the last one and we weren't expected to win the last one.
And here we are, 12 years later.
This will be unforgettable.
Bring on the Lions.
It's the Sportsbet Origin Game 1 special. If Greg Ingles scores a try, we'll refund your first bet on the match. That's right. If GI scores, the money's yours. Sportsbet.com.au. Get your ass in the App Store, soldier.
You going for a workout, babe?
Nope. I sold all this on Gumtree.
No. Wait. That's... Oh.
Turn your stuff into cash. Get onto Gumtree today.
Rising to the challenge requires determination and energy. Swiss Men's Ultivite helps support energy, stamina, and vitality. Premium quality formula packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and herbs. The Swiss Ultivite range, Australia's #1 multivitamin range. The choice of the Wallabies.
We're from the Temper Trap.
And you're watching Speaker TV.
You guys up for a bit of a boogie?
Living the dream. Yeah, I guess so. Living our dream, you know. I personally had high hopes from the beginning, you know. Big aspirations, I guess. You dream so big and then you achieve that, and then you dream bigger and then you achieve that, and then you dream bigger, and it hasn't stopped yet.
Strangers.
Better than Angus.
There's no time to waste with great Mitsubishi deals right now on Triton. Like the GLX from $31,990 drive away, plus $2,000 cashback. See your Mitsubishi dealer today.
Experience movies better with 7 dedicated channels. All the major studios. All movies ad-break free. With over 500 movies to choose from each month, including 24 premiere titles.
Let them come.
Experience more of what you love with Foxtel Movies.
Representing my country, it's the pinnacle of, what you can do as a rugby player or in any sport.
The 77th Wallaby Test captain.
So I think singing the national anthem is one of the real treats of playing in Test matches. The fact that you stand there, arm in arm with your teammates and standing shoulder to shoulder with the fans, it means so much to all the players. It's certainly something that gives goosebumps up the back of your neck.
A very proud moment for James Hall.
Welcome back to ANZ Stadium for this top-of-the-table clash in the New South Wales VB Cup between the Cronulla Sharks and the North Sydney Bears. As you can see, the rain is starting to come down here this afternoon. We're expecting a little bit more of it too for the 3 games on Fox Sports this afternoon. Just in terms of the pitch, we had a game here, of course, last night. 3 games on it this afternoon and the big one on Wednesday night in State of Origin. I've spoken to the groundsman. There has been 200,000 square feet of turf laid here early last week, and they are confident that it's going to come up just right. It is patchy in some areas. They say that is quite normal. The grass is a little bit long and it will be mowed just a little bit in time for State of Origin 1. But of course, we've got 3 big games, as I said, coming up on your sports leader. And coming up right now is the big one between the Cronulla Sharks and North Sydney Bears. We hand you up to our commentators, David Tapp and Braithen Astor.
Thank you, Lara. Well done. You'd best head for some shelter. It would appear that the heavens here are about to open. There's been, spitting rain, you'd have to describe it as, Braith, for the last 15 minutes or so, but it does look ominous, I've got to say.
Yeah, it's the calm before the storm. When we're on the field, the conditions were actually perfect, but as you could see then when Lara was crossing, there is rain coming down, and hopefully it doesn't come down too much because we've got 1v2, which is going to be a fantastic match here today.
Good to see the Burgess clan here, including Mum Julie, as the Sharks, the current premiership leader in the VB New South Wales Cup, make their way down the tunnel and onto the field. And of course, this venue will erupt to a sea of blue in just a few days from now. Bring it on as we look at young Tunanapia playing in jumper 2 for the Sharks today, 20 years of age, aligned to the Melbourne Storm. He was actually born in Samoa. And that was the man I alluded to during our program opener, Tupou Sopawanga. He also is just 20 years of age. What a player, what a prospect.
He's a great player. Keep an eye on him today. He runs the ball hard, but he's also a very skillful player, and he can create opportunities all over the park. And the conditions may suit him too if it starts raining up through the middle, but he's definitely one to watch.
He can offload as well. In addition to being a very damaging runner on the edge, there is Tom Burgess, another 20-year-old in action here today. The Bears, in this opening half, will run left to right on your screen. Curtis Johnson, 57 tries over the past 3 seasons. He's a big athlete and hard to stop from close range. The referee this afternoon for this game is Phil Henderson at the bottom of screen. Major change of personnel in both teams ahead of kickoff today. We'll see how both sides adapt, and Sharks will get first use of the football. And this is Taufua, former Newcastle Knight that took the first touch of the Steeden in this game. Now Jordan McLean, grew up in the Young district of New South Wales, and they come down this western side of the field and in danger of being bundled into touch. It's play on according to the referee as Ava goes scampering away with the ball. Former New Zealand representative player at junior level. They go to the open side. In jumper 14, it's Vave, Tongan representative player. And the first kick of the match, Manu Malalale gets boot to ball, and it's a good kick. The chase from Cronulla is outstanding. And the ball carrier stopped in his tracks on that occasion. Braith, good opening set by the Sharks.
Yeah, it ended up being a good set as we get a penalty here to the North Sydney Bears.
I called held, you throw him on the ground.
But it was a good recovery from the Cronulla Sharks. They had a short side play, nearly went out. with a pass from Junior Moores down the short side, but they got the ball in the good position, and Manu Manale put a good kick and a good chase, but not so good now with the penalty to the North Sydney Bears.
Absolutely. So Corrigan takes the tap restart. Now away to the man playing this afternoon in jumper 15, Brad Loopy, coming to the starting lineup as a part of that reshuffle that I've mentioned. I do hope the Weather Bureau is wrong and that we don't get the heavy rain forecast. Terrific afternoon and night of rugby league at ANZ Stadium as the Bears come to the open side, and now this is Bennett Leslie. Used to play with the Minor Bunnies on the New South Wales Central Coast and has captained North Sydney in previous seasons. Now the Bears get their second penalty of the game, and this will not be pleasing Cronulla coach Tony Herman.
No, not an ideal start. 2 penalties in the first 5 minutes of the match, and really gives the momentum to the North Sydney Bears, and they get the first opportunity on the opposition try line to show us what they've got.
Touch finder, a good one taken by Carousel, the hooker forward for the Bears today. Burgess, a big collision of bodies there. He ran straight into Slade Griffin, who came off second best. Griffin is still on the ground and can't get up. Bennett Leslie, meantime, goes in search of the Sharks line. He's tackled 9 metres out, and this player, Griffin, is still on the ground in back play. I'm not sure if there was a head clash or not, Braith. We'll have a look on the replay, but you could hear the contact from where we're broadcasting.
Oh, the contact was strong, and there was no head clash at all. It was just the shoulder or even the forearm of Burgess. As we see here, the contact is heavy from front on, and it's the shoulder of Burgess hitting poor Griffin, who has hit the deck, and he hasn't really regained consciousness. As you can see there, he's trying to come to, but not looking too good for the young fella.
He's in a bad way. So our first time off period of this game. The Sharks coming off the bye last weekend. They'll be fresher than the Bears. North Sydney going down in a high-scoring affair to Newtown, the defending New South Wales Cup champions. The scoreline in that game, 40-24.
I'll tell you who looked fresh then was that Tom Burgess. What about the power he just... It's unbelievable, the power that these Burgess brothers have got and the effect that they can have on a game. And his brothers have been doing an amazing job in first grade for South Sydney. And he mentioned before the game, Tom, that he feels he's not far away. So, and this is why.
The whole Burgess dynasty has captured the imagination of the rugby league public. And Sam is such a good spokesperson for the game.
Oh, he's great. And I think everyone's really looking forward to seeing all these guys and these brothers playing the same team. It'd be a huge feat for the family. And, you know, they've got such a great pedigree, as we've seen here. And as Griffin gets to his feet.
Gingerly. Okay, we might take this opportunity to go downstairs and hear from Lara.
Yeah, just a bit of a shame here for Slade Griffin. He missed most of last year through an injury, and he certainly looked very sore and sorry down there just then. He has been playing a bit of first grade for the Storm, and the coach says he's very much in the same mould as Ryan Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, he's born in New Zealand, a 22-year-old. And whether he comes back today remains to be seen. Here's a great chance for the Bears with Farrell. Only a couple of metres out. Plays it to Coruscant and to the open side to Nichols, and a short ball there to Burgess. He was confronted by Tafua in a good tackle. And the Bears looking dangerous here as they let the ball fly. It's been intercepted by the Sharks. Morocco's away. No one's in front of him. They're doing their best coming across, but he will go all the way, Morocco. He's got too much speed, and the Sharks score a length of the field try to get proceedings underway here today. 4 points to nil, kick to come after 3 1/4 minutes, Braith.
And it comes off the back of an error from the North Sydney Bears, and Morocco runs away with it. But as you can see down, the Nichols throws the pass out to the left. There was numbers there, but Morocco swoops on the loose ball, runs away. Look at the speed. There was plenty of chases from the North Sydney Bears, but Morocco, the number 5 from the Cronulla Sharks, gets them off the mark with the first 4-pointer of the game.
Another look from a slightly wider angle. This will show us better the pursuit by the Bears. As Braith said, a number of them. Curtis Johnson couldn't get close on his opposite number. Farrell was looming up, but to no avail.
Yeah, Morocco definitely had the momentum there, and as soon as the ball hit the ground, it was dangerous for both teams. Morocco gets on it, he takes his opportunity and scores a try. If he doesn't get on the ball, quite often there's a try to the opposition, so good work from Morocco then. Takes his opportunity, It's his 5th try of the season and 5th of the career, and great start from the Cronulla Sharks, 4 points to 0.
Did you notice Curtis Johnson, who was probably about 5 metres behind the eventual try scorer, he still dived at him?
Yeah, I think
talk about self-belief.
I think it shows the intent of the North Sydney Bears. They chased all the way to the end, and it shows they're here to play today.
Here's the Frenchman, Tony Guigeot. He's missed it. It was a kick he was entitled to get. Born in France, played with the Catalan Dragons. Now down under, looking for an opportunity in the world's biggest league.
It'll be interesting to see how he does play today and how he goes in the half-pack position. Before the game, they were saying he doesn't speak too much English, so being in that role, your communication needs to be A1. So we'll see how he goes today.
He's normally an outside back, but has been known to play at acting half a bit as well. He appears to offer plenty. Guigeot, who's Taifua.
One there.
Tackled. Ran straight into Sean Corrigan. So the Sharks, the beneficiaries of a pass that went to ground, and the try scorer running 80 metres to allow the Sharks to play this game from in front. How will the Bears respond now as Taifua, after his second touch in this set, gets to his feet? The forwards playing in front of the line. And good defence there by North Sydney, but still good second phase by Cronulla as they advance the Steeden 10 metres into North Sydney territory. Ava at acting half to the open from Manu Malalai. And now in 14 it's Varve, who, after being named on the bench, starts the game at lock forward. Chad Robinson was originally named at lock, but not in the 17. High kick, pressure. Oh, Curtis Johnson's made a mess of it. And fortuitously for him, was able to jump on that ball before Cronulla scored its second try.
And another great set to the Cronulla Sharks. As we see here, the kick, Curtis Johnson, he had all the time in the world and really had no excuse for him to drop that ball. And you can see there he's frustrated. He knows that he's let his team down, and it gives the Cronulla Sharks an opportunity, which they deserve. They come out of their own territory, they'll throw on the ball around, and it was a good kick too from Malalai then, right on the money, but a mistake for the North Sydney Bears.
Curtis, the Bears' leading try scorer last term, he scored 14 four-pointers. So referee Henderson not happy and wants his scrum to be reset. Great chance for the Sharks, just 10 metres out. Manu Malalai got the pass away, and now it's Ava. Ava wrestled the ground by Dylan Farrell. At acting half is Matthew Wright in jumper 21, playing fullback today. So the Bears required to dig deep here as Moores plays it, and now a short ball to Varve. His second touch. He's flung to ground there by Bennett Leslie. And another. The Bears will do well to hold them out here. This is Taifua, I think you'll find, under a mountain of red and black jumpers. It is Taifua, second try scorer of the day for the Sharks. 8-0, kick to come from close range.
And quite a simple try from the Cronulla Sharks to Taifua to get to an 8-point lead. And you'll see here Politini out of dummy half, throws the cutout pass, hits the man on the chest, and Taifua does all the work from here. It's soft defence, really. I mean, there's 3 men in the tackle. There's no way in the world he should have had the opportunity to get that ball down, but he did, and he did well in scoring the try, Taifua, and gets his team out to an 8-point lead.
He'd be very much in the veteran category now, Taifua. I reckon he'd be in his late 20s.
Yeah, he adds a lot of experience to the Cronulla Sharks, and he got himself in great position there to get in between the two players around the post and got the momentum, and it was able to get the ball down with ease.
So Guigeot, he shouldn't have any dramas here. Flags in the air. So the Sharks, after 8.5, go to a 10-0 lead. Worrying signs for North Sydney.
Yeah, it is. It's it's been a convincing start from the Cronulla Sharks. They've seemed to get out of their own end with ease and finding passes. There's the try scorer Taifua, Sapuanga and Moore on the edges, which we noted at the start of the game we thought would probably be their biggest assets in today's match, and they have been so far, and the kicking game's been great too, so on the back foot already, the North Sydney Bears.
So back underway, and there's been a foot going to touch on the eastern side. And that's a little bit of fortune that the Bears needed.
It's a momentum change, and it's exactly what they needed. After a poor start, they've got a bit of luck here, and Stuart Mills tried to keep the ball in, but accidentally found touch. And last time North Sydney Bears were in this position, they come up with a crucial error, and Morocco ran it the length of the field to score a try. So let's see if they can do better this time round.
Yeah, now would be a good time for the Bears to hit back with a try of their own. Across they come with Tonga Hay. He plays in 24. Another one of the changes today, just before kickoff. Big Bird just winds up those massive legs and throws his hulking frame at the line. Sharks stopped him okay. Now it goes out to the lock forward, Matt Highland. He's a workaholic. Tackled by Guizot. 1 metre out. Now it's the Sharks' turn to soak up the pressure. Another touch by Big Burgess. They handled him just fine. It was well read there by the Sharks. Now it comes to Dylan Farrell. Got it on his outside to Kieran Vale. And Vale crosses the stripe for North Sydney. The substitute fullback gets the Bears' first try of the afternoon. It was too simple, really.
It was a great finish from Vale, but keep an eye on Farrell here out the back. He goes right to the ball, commits defenders, throws it out the back to Vale, and he finishes off superbly. Runs in between two defenders from the Cronulla Sharks. There it is, Farrell right to the line. You could see his eyes looking out the back to Vale, and it was a little bit soft.
Yeah, Kirisomi Ava in number 4 for the Sharks. Watch him, he didn't know whether to move up or stay back. Got confused, and that was all that Vale needed. And despite the best efforts of the Cronulla pivot, Manu Malale, he couldn't be stopped. So North Sydney coach Wayne Lampkin will be well pleased with that response by his team.
He will, and here's Dylan Farrell. Has been out of first grade for a number of weeks now. He's got the kicking duties, and he's moved from centre position to 5'8" in the halves, which we know that he has played during his junior days for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and it's good to see him back playing some quality football. And I think it's good to see him running the ball, taking the ball right to the line. That's what quality halves have to do, and he was instrumental in North Sydney Bears' first 4-pointer.
Made his first grade debut as a 19-year-old. He's got that away. That is the lovely kick from wide out. Well done, Dylan Farrell. So Sharks leading 10-6. A reminder, the Holden Cup live coverage comes your way after full time in this game. The Rabbitohs and the Newcastle Knights, and then the NRL tonight at a 7:30 kickoff. So 5 o'clock, the Holden Cup. And Super Saturday culminating with that clash between the Rabbits and the Knights. So now 10 plays 6. And North Sydney looking to get back on track. They have lost 3 games this year. As Curtis Johnson goes for a run out of acting half, ran into 3 Sharks defenders. They wrestle him to ground. Polatoni, Braith called him earlier, was on the bench and obviously came into the match a lot earlier than he would have expected. And now the Bears operating on their own side of halfway, and that's a really good run. Gets up to the halfway line. On tackle number 4 as Bennett Leslie plays it. Leslie equally at home in the back row or centre. Now this is Matt Highland, a former Tiger. And he's one of a few former Tigers out here today. Polatoni, who's playing for the Sharks, is a Balmain junior. And that was taken to the back, that kick, by Matthew Wright. Wright was born in Wellington, but played his junior footy with the Penrith Panthers. Now Morocco, the man that scored that 80-metre try to get proceedings underway today. Jess Roberts across the top in defence, and he laid there too long, Braith. The referee ran out of patience.
Yeah, he did. He was lying all over the ruck then, and Cronulla, I think they get their first penalty of the game, and both teams have been impressive with the ball so far in the first 15 minutes of the game. Not so much in defence, so we could see a high-scoring affair, but that's always good to watch and entertaining as well.
Tafua, had a good game. Takes on 3 North Sydney defenders. Now he's put on his back. by Sean Corrigan.
15, not straight.
In fact, it was the lock forward, I beg your pardon, Matt Highland. Now Corrigan comes in to make a tackle from left centre. A fairly experienced campaigner now, Sean Corrigan. Had plenty of NRL starts. Guizot, lovely ball to Jordan McLean, and the ball on the deck. Guizot recovers, gets back there to maintain possession for his team. Now Varve, hard and straight, good metres by Cronulla. Tackle number 4. Manu Malalale, and out the back to Matthew Wright, and here's a chance for Tumamapaya. And Tumamapaya scores in the corner. Henderson will point to the spot, does so now. It's a little worrying, isn't it, for North Sydney fans? Every time Cronulla has visited their line, they're coming up with a desired result, Braith.
And it's great play out the back then from the number 21, Wright. Throws a long ball out to Tumamapaya. They did get the numbers here to the left-hand side. Every time they go to the edge, they look dangerous, and it was good play to suck the numbers in. You'll see here, Wright throws a long ball out to Tumamapaya. He finishes off strongly, and he gets his side back out to the leader, taking the ball to the line, and that was the money ball there. Didn't have much time, Wright. Throws the pass, hits Tumamapaya on the chest, and that's his 3rd try for the season and for his career. And 14 points to 6, the Cronulla Sharks edge ahead even further.
Try scorer contracted to the Melbourne Storm, one of their very solid emerging talents. The Sharks and the Storm, a joint venture in the New South Wales Cup. It is a little bizarre, but it's netting the required results for both clubs.
I think it's doing the job. There's no doubt about that. They're 11 from 11 today. If they win, they'll be 12 from 12. And they've even got the luxury to rest players, which you wouldn't see too often in the New South Wales Cup.
Fair comment. So here's the Frenchman Guizot from wide out. That's a good kick. Radar precision over the black dot. So we saw Dylan Farrell land an absolute screamer in converting the North Sydney try. Well, Guizot has come up with one of his own, Braith.
And conditions are perfect for kicking because there's not a breath of wind down on the surface. So both kickers are on fire early on in the game and do them both a world of good with their confidence, but we can't find the ball.
16-6 here.
Behind that kick, boys.
An unexpected time off as we go in search of the football.
Righto.
It's on the tee now, so Farrell gets us underway. And the rain is holding off, just the odd spit, if I can use that expression. There's a fair bit of precipitation on the radar that we looked at just before kickoff. Tafua plays it, and the Sharks advancing downfield again, this time with Sopawanga.
Wait.
He was put on the ground by Coruscant, the North Sydney number 9, and here's Sioseo Varve going for another run. Another player in the Melbourne Storm system of Tongan descent. Here's Jordan McLean. He joined the Melbourne Storm as a part of its SG ball team in 2009. Here's Junior Moores. Moores has been a bit of a travelling man, hasn't he? A bit of a journeyman. A number of clubs. Looks to have incredible potential. As it's picked up at the back by Kieran Vale, the North Sydney try scorer. Good chase by the Sharks. Ava wraps him up but stays in there too long.
Milked him that way. Stand up.
Ava pleading his innocence. The referee not falling for that.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Sharks. Another 90-metre set from the restart and a good kick from Guizot in the left-hand corner. The chase was fantastic, and unfortunately for them, they gave a penalty away as North Sydney Bears just find touch.
Step back, Sharks. Step back,
For a moment, I thought they wouldn't find touch. It was an average kick, can I say that?
We've just seen the completion rates there. The Cronulla Sharks are 7 from 7. So that probably shows why they are 16-6 leaders in this match.
Brad Loopy plays it. Now going for a run is Bennett Leslie. 110%. The Bears' second row, he really does. Absolutely. Now Matt Highland. And he's wrestled the ground by 3 Sharks, including Polatoni. Now the Bears with a spring in its step. Kieran Vale out to Sean Corrigan. Corrigan tries to burn the turf, but he was wrapped up there by Stuart Mills. And also Guizot sliding across in defence. Nichols, a low kick. Here's Farrell. Farrell will score. That is a great North Sydney try. Farrell literally jumped out of the ground. Lovely communication between the two. And that's a first-class 4-pointer.
What about the combination between Nichols and Farrell? We spoke about it before the game. They need to combine well for them to win the match. And Farrell, you could see it was a set play. He knew Nichols was looking forward. Farrell had the run-up, run straight through the defensive line of the Cronulla Sharks and finishes superbly, gets the ball down and gets his side back in the match. That's quality. That's a first-grade player. And that's a big play. He gets his team back in the match, as I just mentioned. His third try for 2013. And it was a set piece. You could see them setting up for that. And it shows that these guys have been working well together in Nichols and Farrell. They've got a great combination already going here today in the New South Wales Cup. And they edge closer to the Cronulla Sharks.
We're almost midway through this first half. And the rain is starting to come down now as Dylan Farrell attempts to convert his own try, and a spectacular one at that. Possession in the match has favoured Cronulla 56%. Cronulla spending 60% of time in its own half, however, despite that possession stat, as Farrell gets the extras. So 2 from 2 for Dylan this afternoon. We'll take this opportunity to hear from Lara Pitt on the sideline.
I spoke to Wayne Lampkin about Dylan Farrell. He said he's been very impressed with how focused he's been. Obviously, he'd probably prefer to be playing first grade like a number of players with the Rabbitohs, but he put his hand up, wanted to have a go again at 5'8" today, step up, and he's obviously having a good start to this game.
Thank you for that.
That's a credit to Dylan Farrell. It's never easy to be put back in the New South Wales Cup, but also he's heading to St George next year. So, you know, to represent his colours and to represent North Sydney the way that he is today, and to have that attitude is a credit to him, his personality, and also his family. So, good on you, mate.
Yeah, well said. He'll be a good pickup for the Dragons. As we see North Sydney's Jess Roberts driven backwards. They still have possession of the ball, though, through Sean Corrigan.
Let go.
And Corrigan tackled centre field, 25 out from the Bears line as the big Englishman goes for another gallop.
Play on.
And loses the ball, so a chance here for the Sharks to turn defence into attack. This is Junior Moores, and he's put down by Jess Roberts and by Matt Highland. Completions in the game, 6 from 8 North Sydney, 7 from 7 Cronulla. Sopawanga is tackled. They come to the open side with Varve, and he got the ball on to Jordan McLean. McLean eventually put down. Very strong young man. Loopy was the tackler. Can the Bears hold them out? Varve, short pass to Tafua. And Tafua is wrestling with Bennett Leslie. And the Bears number 8, Tom Burgess. There's the try line left-hand side of screen. Sharks in search of it. Guijo, a kick through from the Frenchman. Awful bounce for Curtis Johnson. And Daniel Morocco comes up with a miraculous try. He's second of the day. Johnson will have nightmares tonight.
Can you believe the bounce of the ball here for the Cronulla Sharks? Guijo, Malale goes across field and hits Guijo at the back. There's not much on. He puts the grubber in. Watch this bounce over the top of Johnson. Can you believe it? Morocco gets his second try of the game. There's not much more you can do about that for the North Sydney Bears. And some fortune going the way of the Cronulla Sharks.
Lands on its point. Broke away to the right into the waiting arms of Morocco, who said, how good is this?
Well, it was almost like it was in slow motion. You could see the bounce coming. And it bounced right into the hands of this man here, who gets a double for the day already. And he can't believe it. That's 2 balls falling in Daniel Morocco's hands today, and he gets his second try of the day and 6 tries for the season. And maybe the luck is on the Cronulla Sharks side today.
Well, it has been so far. Morocco is a graduate of the Sharks under-20s. NYC, or Holden Cup as it's known, in 2013. We know he's got speed to burn. We saw an example of that when he sprinted 80 to score the first try of the day. Guijo's getting plenty of kicking practice. And got that away. Flags in the air. And just as it looked as though North Sydney were back in the contest, the Sharks skip away 22 points to 12.
Yeah, high scoring affair to start the match. Guijo, he's had a huge impact in the halves position. He's come in to replace Townsend, and we mentioned that Brett Finch is out today, so to see him stand up and take his opportunities and create his opportunities as he has done in the first 25 minutes is really impressive.
Almost 24 minutes gone in this first half. Good to have your company on Fox Sports as Big Tafua returns the football. He's in fact 30 years of age. I alluded to his veteran category earlier in the call.
Tackle 2.
Anyway, he's certainly been around. Sharks hitting it up from deep in their own end of the field. And this man, CSA Avave, he's taken a lot of carries in the game, and a number of them have been quality.
I think he's been close to the Cronulla's best. Their forwards have been great in getting them out of the tough zone. As you can see here, they've kicked early here with Gijo, which wasn't the best kick, and North Sydney actually find themselves in good position now.
Kieran Vale, the Platt, Curtis Johnston. I think in what is his 4th year with the Bears.
Straight away, 11.
Player that was in the headlines at the start of the season for the wrong reasons, but there was no charges laid, if I can use that expression, with the SARDA investigation. But it's all good. He's in the clear. Highland now. Hard and straight. Polatoni across the top in defence. That's tackle 5. And Dylan Farrell a kick. Farrell chases his own kick. Scooping it up for the Sharks is Junior Moores, who was on the spot and reeled it in. It was potentially danger there for Cronulla. Tottenham Payer now is tackled. And this is a chance for North Sydney if they can be aggressive in defence, get up off their line, perhaps force an error, and get the pill in their hands with good field position. Tottenham Payer. Tackled across the top by Matt Highland. And from Polatoni to Gijo. And this is Sopawanga. Tackled by his opposite number, Jess Roberts. Roberts is a lot of defence over on that left side for North Sydney. In the game already. Kieran Vale, who picked up a 4-pointer of his own, is tackled centre field, 11 metres on the Bears side of halfway.
Tackle 2.
Johnson.
Hold here. Go.
Coruscant. And the pass away to Tonga High, Jordan Tonga High.
Left side.
Put on the ground by Jordan McLean. It's been a good set, good metres here by North Sydney. Corrigan takes on the Cronulla line. Vave wrapped him up with Polatoni. Let's see how they construct the end of this set. Highland through the hands they go. And now Kieran Vale has it, bursting up the centre. Tackled by Gijo. That is tackle number 5. It'll come to Nichols, their chief playmaker. A kick goes out wide to Tonga High. He couldn't get his hands on it. And the Sharks away here with Tunamapaya. He throws the ball back infield. It's intercepted by North Sydney. And Bennett Leslie will come up with it.
And they've done all the hard work then, the Cronulla Sharks. They held it out. They got on the loose ball through Ava. And he ran down the sideline. He just had to stay in. He had to step off the sideline. He got too close and he's given the ball back to the North Sydney Bears in good territory and a good opportunity for the Bears.
Carousel at acting half and onto Dylan Farrell. Now Nichols, bodies in motion. Kieran Vale again wanting to get his hands on the football. He was tackled by Gijo, the Frenchman getting through a lot of defence. Now Sean Corrigan goes in search of the try line, but the Sharks handle him okay. They come back to the open side with Nichols. Highland runs the decoy. Now Joey Matapuku is in possession, a former Bulldogs player, at 25 years of age. That's tackle 5. Still danger here for Cronulla. Farrell, a flat pass to Leslie, who couldn't handle it. A turnover, Braith.
Yeah, another turnover. We've had a couple of mistakes and errors in the last 5 minutes of this match. You see there, Farrell going to the line, hitting the hard running Leslie, but it was a forward pass. It was probably the wrong play. He had numbers out to the right, and he could see that, but it was the last tackle. He had to come up with a quality kick or a quality pass, and he did neither.
Bryce Gibbs is out there now for the Sharks. He's wearing jumper 23.
Hold in the middle.
Now he'll be pleased.
Stand up.
Back playing football again. So a penalty, a pressure reliever for the Sharks, who are doing it tough at their own end. They get a piggy back downtown. And Gijo will shoot for touch on the eastern side. 22 plays 12, just short of the half an hour mark, Brad.
Yeah, and it's, Cronulla have started the match superbly. North Sydney Bears seem to have the momentum for the past 10 minutes of the match, but that penalty, as you mentioned, it's a bit of a release the pressure valve for Cronulla, and they're going to find themselves with an opportunity here on the North Sydney Bears line.
Good meters here by the Sharks. Bryce Gibbs, he tips it on to Varve, and now in possession is Junior Moores. Well, Sydney numbering up in defence, however. Bennett Leslie, good tackle by him. Politoni fires the ball to Matthew Wright. We've seen that Matthew Wright's ball distribution ability is extremely good, the fullback. Open side again. And the Sharks, Dane Weston in jumper 20. He's a good player, Weston. Adds terrific go forward off the bench. Tackle 5 to Guijo. Grubbing kick through, possibly aiming for the upright. It was battered dead in goal by North Sydney. So the Sharks will get the football back.
They will. Another quality kick from Guijo. He's been on fire today with his kicking game. And you see he goes to the line, puts the ball in and gets a repeat set for his team as Nichols knocks the ball dead. But very cool, calm and collected today. He's given himself and his team a number of opportunities with the ball. And yet again, they will have another set of 6 on the North Sydney Bears try line.
Tackles made in the match. North Sydney has made 89 at this point. 79 for Cronulla. Possession 57% the way of Cronulla. Penalties 3-2 to the Bears. I'd say North's looking a bit flat at the moment. They're doing everything they can to stem the Cronulla tide. And here's Bryce Gibbs, and again he bats it on to Varve, and now it comes away to Manu Malale. And Manu Malale tackled by Dylan Farrell. Politoni, Varve again. He can't get his hand on the balls enough, this guy, or on the ball enough anyway. It's his 7th hit up, and they've all been quality. And has lost it there, so a turnover as Highland will come up with it for North Sydney.
And they'll breathe a sigh of relief, the North Sydney Bears. They've been under pressure. And as you mentioned, Varve, he's had a huge impact on this game. Took the ball to the line then and just forced the error, but I'm sure North Sydney Bears will be very happy about that, and they've got to try and get themselves down the other end of the field.
Here's Matt Evans now. Was originally named at full back and was then put back onto the bench. In 24, it's Jordan Tungahai. Big body contact out there as he wrestles with Dane Weston and Kirisomi Ava. 17, Joey Matapuku.
Tackle 5.
Politoni down low. And Junior Moores across the top with Bryce Gibbs to effect that tackle.
Come here, quick.
Now Matthew Wright. There's some territory to work in. Met by 3 black and red jerseys.
1 marker. 17.
Young Tunanapaya. Just a couple of metres short of the halfway line. They'll now advance it into Bears territory with big Bryce Gibbs. He certainly will be pleased to get some footy under his belt this afternoon, Gibbs. And Sopawanga, unfortunately, a miscommunication between he and Stuart Mills. Mills slightly overran it, but found the turf, and Curtis Johnson has it now for the Bears. Here's Sean Corrigan, and Corrigan loses it cheaply. It comes to big Junior Rokika, the Fijian, former Australian schoolboy, former Balmain Tiger. And Junior plays it. Now it's with Junior Moores. Junior Rokika to Junior Moores, if that all makes sense. Manu Malale, Guijo, and the ball away from Matthew Wright to the centre, Stuart Mills, who puts it down. Bit of an unhappy game today for Stuart.
Yeah, there's been so many errors in the last sort of 5 minutes of the game. You see there, Wright, he hit Stuart Mills. Stuart Mills had every right to catch that pass, and he had his winger on the outside, Morocco, as well, and it was going to be a 2-on-1 down the right-hand side of the touchline. So they created the opportunity there through the right, and they do that, Cronulla, through their middle. You see Tafua and McLean, they make the meters, but off the back of that you have Moores and Sapawanga and Varve who create the opportunities on the edge, and they seem to catch North Sydney Bears wanting on the edges and short a number on most occasions, but their execution hasn't been so good of late.
So now Sean Corrigan comes away with it. Played a lot of football with the Entrance Tigers before linking up with the North-South Sydney joint venture. There's aggressive defence by Bryce Gibbs on Joey Matapuku, who certainly knows he's been tackled. Now Matt Highland is workaholic. He leads the tackle count stats for the Bears with 16 and has been involved in everything thus far. Nichols turning the ball back on the inside to Jess Roberts. Big Rock Kika was there along with Sopawanga. Now the Bears inside the Cronulla 30 with Tom Burgess. Now Nichols drives that kick, and it's a good kick too. Johnson is coming. Gee, Morocco was watchful there.
Very patient, Morocco. Beautiful kick from Nichols into the left-hand corner, and Johnson, he was chasing hard. He nearly got the ball down. It was only a matter of inches, but Morocco was patient. Cool, calm, and collected in that position, and he's earned his side a 20-metre restart.
Interchange working overtime at this juncture of the game. Daniel Fepulai is now out there, the former Dragon for North Sydney in jersey 16. Rokika here, tackled by his opposite, Matapuku. Tony goes for a dart out of acting half. It was short-lived, however. He was chopped down by Fepulai. Kick over the top that will... Oh, gee, I was about to say going to touch on the eastern side. It turned left and didn't. Curtis Johnson doing his best to return the footy for his team.
Looking. Wait.
The rugby league ball. It can catch you out. Tonga now is tackled by Junior Rakika.
Stand up.
This is Greg Nichols now into the action for North Sydney. No, I'm sorry, it's not Greg Nichols, it's Matt Evans. Penalty.
Against Dane Weston, who's recently been signed by the Melbourne Storm, and he's playing today for the Cronulla Sharks and gives away a penalty. And as we see, Nichols finding touch on the left-hand touch line, and there's only 5 minutes remaining in this first half. North Sydney Bears find themselves only 10 points behind. If they could score here heading into the half-time break, it would definitely give them the confidence boost.
Straight away, 12.
Matapuku to his feet. Dummy, and then eventually the ball goes to Tom Burgess. Rokika wraps him up ball and all with Polatoni. So good opportunity for the Bears here to improve the scoreline. Running across field, Bennett Leslie. He certainly had a big crack today, Bennett Leslie, and everything he's done, he still drives towards the line. But there's a body under the football. Matthew Wright it was.
Straight out to the line, mate.
He'll be told to go back to the Sharks 10. Either way, Cronulla still soaking up the pressure here. 36 and a half minutes gone in the opening half of football. Nichols. Lovely little ball. Cronulla equal to it, though, as Roberts plays it. And now here's Burgess. He'll score, the Englishman. Barges over. 10 men wouldn't have stopped him there, Braith.
And we've seen it in the first grade squad for the South Sydney Rabbitohs with the Burgess boys going over. And now for North Sydney, great ball on the Burgess's chest. He's too big and too strong. He's been running over Cronulla players all day. And now he's running over them for a 4-pointer. Gets his team back into the match. 22 points to 16. How do you stop him that close to the line?
With a Mack truck.
2 tries for the season. He can't be too far away from cracking it in first grade. I mean, he seems to have the same effect that his brother does. He has a similar role to his brother. He's identical to his brother. We know that in all walks of life. I mean, his football today has been outstanding, and he's got his side on the front foot on so many occasions, and he's left so many bodies on the ground, which he gets to quick play the ball, and he gives his side the opportunity to take advantage from then on. And he's brought his team back into the match with that 4-pointer.
So Farrell here will make it 22-18, you would think. That's the angle. And stop it, David. How can you put the mocker on someone like that? 22-16. The Bears still back into it, no matter which way you look at it. Stop laughing, right? And just ahead of the halftime break, that try was opportune for the Bears.
They needed that. They really did. they hadn't had much opportunity in the last 20 minutes, really. They've been in and out of the match, and they've brought themselves definitely back in it now. They only find themselves 6 points behind, probably heading into the halftime break, and gives them that momentum and that confidence that they need.
Thanks for joining us for Live Rugby League on Wild Turkey Bourbon Super Saturday. After this game is completed, the Holden Cup between Newcastle and the Rabbitohs, 5 p.m. kickoff. The NRL, Rabbitohs and Knights, 7:30 this evening from ANZ. There's been light drizzle on and off for the majority of this game so far. It does look dark and a little sinister overhead. Corrigan, arcing like run across field, eventually straightens, tackle 5 on his own side of halfway. Now Nichols does well to get that pass away. The ball on the ground. It was not touched by Cronulla, so it is still tackle 5. Corrigan, a kick over the top. Curtis Johnson burning the turf. It's been picked up by Kieran Vale for the Bears. Inside of the line, he's fallen over and lost it. Oh, Curtis Johnson, hands on head, thinking almost. How close?
Can you believe it? Vale, you'll see he hits the ground just before the try line, goes to reach out here and drops the ball. He would have slid over. He was over the line off the back of a beautiful kick from Nichols. Had a chance to square the scoreline up just before half-time. He couldn't do so.
Been some good touches in Nichols' game, hasn't there?
Oh, he's been fantastic, Nichols. Great kicking game. He's threw some beautiful balls and set up some great opportunities for his outside men, but Vale just couldn't take the opportunity when it come.
So we've seen 7 tries scored in this opening half. It's the Sharks 22 leading North Sydney 16 a break. We're back with more in a moment.
On Fox Sports, footy's future's here.
What a try!
Live in HD on Monday Night Football.
Looking for a double! He can't believe it!
It's the Broncos taking on New Zealand's Warriors.
That is his specialty! Look at that ball!
Getting you closer than ever before. Monday Night Football, live on the future of rugby league. Fox Sports.
Before I was an officer commanding a humanitarian mission, I was here, learning to lead troops in the field, studying military strategy and practicing leadership skills. And that journey to become an officer started right here.
Royal Military College Duntroon, where leaders are made. Become an officer in 18 months with no military experience required.
It's important to have a clear vision of where you want to go.
Business obviously has its team goal, and they're always working towards that one thing, and we're exactly the same.
It's how can you get the best out of yourself to get the best out of the team.
It's a great feeling when you walk off the ground and you know you've achieved those performance indicators.
If performance matters to your business, you should ask a broker about Vero Insurance.
At thegoodguys.com.au, send an instant gift with an e-gift card. It's quick and easy, straight to an inbox. Buy and shop online with e-gift cards at thegoodguys.com.au.
With Flight Centre Search, Compare, Book, the experience of over 3,000 travel specialists comes directly to you. So your next holiday is just a few clicks away. Search thousands of destinations, flights, hotels and car hire. Compare and plan your perfect holiday easily and all online. Have questions? Give us a call 24/7. Flight Centre Search, Compare, Book, visit or call. Check out flightcentre.com.au.
Fox Sports presents an international event. See Australia's best.
French Open history.
Grand Slam tennis returns from the clay of Roland Garros. in stunning high definition.
They just grind this point out.
Just too tough all round.
And you'll see every day live. The French Open. Fox Sports.
Thanks for being with us at ANZ Stadium. Half-time in the VB New South Wales Cup. This top-of-the-table clash. The undefeated Sharks leading North Sydney 22 points to 16 at the break. Light rain falling. Braith and Asta with me. There's the match stats so far, Braith.
Well, as you can see, it's a close match, 22 points to 16, and the stats suggest that. 51% possession to 49%. Completion rates are similar. 12 from 17 for the Bears, 12 from 16 for the Sharks, and possession in own half is also similar with 47%, 53%. 7
tries in the game so far. The first of them, an 80-metre effort from Cronulla's right winger, Morocco. Have a look at this boy burn the turf.
Yeah, great try from Morocco. He got on the ball. Nichols threw the pass for the North Sydney Bears, and he was just too quick. You see the North Sydney Bears chasing all the way to the try line, but Morocco got his first of 2 tries in the first half.
The veteran front rower, Tafua, crossing next for Cronulla in the 8 jumper. That was at the 8th minute mark. And then Kieran Vale comes up with a Bears try at the 11th minute mark.
Yeah, good play from Farrell to hit Vale out the back. This was the ball of the first half from Matt Wright. Throws the cut-out pass to Tunamapia. Probably the best try of the first half.
Yeah, over in the corner. Now, Dylan Farrell, what about this combining with Nichols off a lovely kick?
Yeah, we spoke about the combination. It was definitely working there as Gijo goes to the line. He watches the bounce over the head of Johnston. And who is it? Morocco gets his second try of the first half.
Does he ever? That was at the 23rd minute mark. And then the big Englishman, Tom Bird, just barged over to get the Bears back into the match 3 minutes before the half-time break. So the score summary, 22-16. Morocco 2 tries. Tuna Mapea and Tafua for the Sharks. Gijo 3 from 4 with the boot. Tries for the Bears. Burgess, Farrell and Vale. And their kicker successful with 2 from 3. Of course, the Holden Cup comes your way with a 5 o'clock kickoff. The Rabbitohs and the Knights live from ANZ at full time in this match. Then the NRL pre-game show ahead of tonight's NRL clash between the Knights and also Newcastle. The Knights and also the Rabbitohs. As you watch the Bears coach Wayne Lampkin address his troops, we'll take a break from ANZ. Back in a moment.
Train more than just pilots.
We're implementing new ways to deliver cargo for disaster relief. I even surprised myself when I qualified as a diesel mechanic.
I developed a faster procedure to get our jets back in the air.
I've instructed F-15 pilots in the United States. What will you achieve in the Air Force?
My son has just started in the band. I've had to consider other things. My last car was a sedan. Always had problems with getting stuff in, but now lots of room to pile in guitar amps, speakers, drums, teenagers, equipment. I think last time you were trying to impress girls too much.
Trying.
It works. I'm taking the band to their gigs. I'm not just a father now. I'm a roadie.